ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between and adjacent, welcome to the Rush Rundown, what I believe is the first and only 10-minute testing ripoff for Rush Duels. Today we're taking a look at one of Yugi's ace monsters, who has made his way over to Rush. Please allow me to introduce to you, the Dark Magician. This is the part of the video where I tell you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. That's right, today we're taking a look at the Dark Magician. Now, some people might say that this is a bit pandering to old school Yu-Gi-Oh fans, but I believe this deck is actually very well placed in the current meta for Rush. But as usual, when we start our card by card, let's go to the skill. Now this skill has actually been in the game for a while, as well as Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. There was actually a structure deck that has a completely different strategy in mind, but this skill, Magician's Shuffle, says, this skill can only be used if all monsters with 2500 or more attack in your deck are spellcaster type. On turn 2 onward, reveal one dark attribute, spellcaster type monster with 1700 or more defense in your hand to your opponent. Add one Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and send one dark attribute spellcaster type monster with 1700 or more defense from your hand to the graveyard. Now, let's get right ahead of this. The only targets for this are Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl. Nothing else currently in the game even functions along with this skill. So, with that said in mind, we have to max out on those two cards. So we have 3 Dark Magician Girl and 1 Dark Magician. Unfortunately, the big man himself, Dark Magician, is a legend card, meaning we can only play 1 copy of him. As well, we can't play any other legend monsters in the deck. It's not that bad for us, but I would have really liked if we could play something like Magician's Valkyria in the deck. She's very versatile and would be pretty decent for us as part of like a turn 2 end board. We are on 1 Seventh Road Witch. Seventh Road Witch, she's in the deck because I noticed an issue where sometimes we get stuck with certain cards on our field, such as the Dark Magician. Now you might be saying, what do you mean stuck with Dark Magician? Well, sometimes we just want 2 Dark Magician Girls to be on field to get boosted to 25, or we want Dark Magician in the grave so we can use Secret Order to bring him back. So, Seventh Road Witch is in here to both tribute over the Dark Magician, as well, she could also special summon a Dark Magician Girl from hand if we open the 2 of them. We're on 3 All-Seeing Harvey. This deck has a lot of room for just generic good stuff, which is why we're on Harvey. She's nice for taking a peek at back row, because our only back row destroyer, the Dark Magic Attack, wouldn't be great to waste on a back row of all spell cards, so we can use Harvey to take a peek at that. As well, she combos along with our 2 copies of Siesta Torero, so they form a little combination where we can sometimes just out monsters with just the 2 of them. We're on 2 copies of Transam Ephyri, as well as 3 Transam Linacs. This is another little engine I like in the deck. Basically, Ephyri just pumps Linac to a 2600 attack monster, which is pretty nice, because if our Dark Magician gets run over by something like a Dragias that got boosted by the skill, or a Tantalum, something like that, we can then, on the crackback, go Linac boosted by a Ephyri to then get back over them. We are on 3 copies of Rising Light Angel Essel. We don't have any restrictions, really, on what we can put in the deck, so we can just play Essel, so we can actually hope to either find Dark Magician to special off Essel, or mill the Dark Magician off Essel to then Secret Order it back. Now, with that said, we have our 3 Secret Orders, because this is the best card in the deck, not named Dark Magician. Secret Order is only for specialing Dark Magician out of grave, and making him a massive beat stick. We are on 1 copy of Thousand Knives. It is at 1. If this card was at more than 1, the deck would go even more crazy. 1 Tribute to the Doomed. This card, this is here for the purpose of both, destroying an opponent's monster. Also, sometimes we might end up with a full field and we just need a little something to help us empty the hand a bit. So we also have Tribute to thankfully discard things at will. Our one of Talismanic Seal Array, pretty much a staple in every deck. Like I said before, we're on 2 Dark Magic Attack. 3 is too bricky, and mixing and matching Dark Magic Attack with Magical Stream just doesn't really work in this deck because we're not in a critical mass of spellcasters. Our only spellcasters are the Dark Magician Girls, the Witch, and the Dark Magician himself. It's not really worth it to play any of the other kinds of Archetypal MSTs. Our Legend Trap, we're on a negate attack. We don't have a limit 2, so we're on the negate attack. We got our Slime. Staple, play Slime. And our last 2 slots are 2 copy the card Restoration. This is actually a change I made post-testing. So this isn't going to come up in any of the matches I'm going to be featuring later, because this is something I had chosen to do now. Because I realized after all that testing, the card I had in this slot was really bad. So I put a second copy of card Restoration. Now, the great thing about card Restoration is, 1, if a trap card gets your HP back, heal you, draw you hopefully 6. It's just good at recycling everything and getting you more card advantage. As well, we lose pretty hard to giant beat sticks, you know, things that sit around over 2500 attack. So card Restoration keeping us alive and hopefully finding us our tools like Thousand Knives, Secret Order, or Tribute, or even if we're behind on engine and we haven't actually found Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, card Restoration will hopefully find us that with the 6th draw. There are other cards you can argue in the slot. These are a flex slot. The 7th Road Witch, the card Restorations, those are a flex spot. You can play whatever you really feel in that slot. You could play something like the Spellcaster Battle Trap to lower opponent's attack. You could play something like Magic Curtain. This is actually the card I took out. I was originally playing 1 Magic Curtain, so you're going to see it in the games. I took this out. I thought it was just fine. It was just fine. I just ended up needing more back row, which is why I switched it out after test. Then our extra deck is fake. We cannot summon these cards. Anyway, that is our deck. Pretty simple. It's mostly just tools. It's literally just a deck of tools. It's a toolbox. These are our tools. Now, let's get into the games. Alright, we're here with our first game, and you guys are going to need to forgive me for this. I haven't hit King of Games yet. I'm trying really hard not to have an entire video of just versing Cyber Dragon. The games go pretty much the same every time against Cyber Dragon, so I'm trying not to feature them here. But we're up against Psychics, and we have a pretty good hand for going second, except we're going first. So thankfully we saw a pretty good draw there. We're just going to set everything. It's kind of risky setting our Secret Order because we only have the 3, and if we lose them, they're just gone forever. But we notice our opponent has a really, really strong opening. This is very risky for us. So we just gotta see how much they can exact combo and where they're going to go. They have to throw down their second Psychic so they can use that Search Jam up. Then summon Can Melody, Candy. Shuffle back one of our back row. They hit the Seal Array, which is pretty good for us, so we get to reserve the Secret Order. Now, we're pretty much good in the draw. We have 2 material on field, and they have just a bunch of set cards. So we go ahead and notice we drew Dark Magician Girl, so we're going to add DM, send DM, special DM of the Secret Order, Dark Magic Attack the back row away, flip our Lilac, Tribute summon our Dark Magician Girl. Let's go ahead and wipe the board. Obviously, Lilac can get over pretty much any non-tribute monster's defense. So he goes ahead, swings in. It's the Candy. We realize that. Dark Magician Girl in. And we are in a very well... we're very well positioned, I should say. Sorry. Opponent goes ahead and draws their hand. And I believe they realize that the drawn hand cannot contest the board. They go ahead and scoop it right up. We would have won next turn if they couldn't really commit anything. We had a pretty good hand there. And yeah, very quick one. Now, don't worry. The next one's going to be a little longer. Alright, we're here with game number 2. And you can see we thankfully are going second this time. We have a decent opening hand. We don't really have anything like Secret Order or anything like that. But we do have the Dark Magician Girl, meaning we can get Dark Magician rotation as soon as possible. Our opponent is on Warrior, which is pretty interesting because they are actually playing the new support that was most recently released. I wasn't really sold on the cards. I took a look at them. They didn't look very good, honestly. It just didn't seem like there was enough there to differentiate new Warrior from old Warrior. Old Warrior was pretty bad, pretty outdated. The Big Boss and Yami ruler didn't really do anything appealing in my opinion. But let's go ahead and just get our turn out. They just set a whole bunch of monsters. This is where we kind of struggle a little bit. We're not even going to use Dark Magician. We're just using him to make Dark Magician Girl 2500. And this is when we see that they are on Warrior. When we see the Misaki the Legendary Swordsman. They did also have a new fusion with Misaki also released in the set. But we're just gonna see what they go. Now this is where we first see that the new stuff is here. They have the Celestial Seamstress, they have fusion, and right away they go ahead and summon Yami ruler with a really nice alt art. I do like the alt art for this Yami ruler. Let's go ahead and get that skip. Sorry, if this was any other video, I would let that play out. Yami ruler goes ahead. We can now not tribute summon Dark Magician. Don't worry, buddy. I was not planning on tribute summoning him at all. Go to fusion. Summoning the brand new Yami Tarasu, the Divine Ruler Fusion. This is actually a pretty decent card. My problem with the deck, like I was saying, is there's not enough main deck monsters to fulfill the skill or any of the other kind of like associated synergies. There's just pretty much the Seamstress and like 2 other cards. And I just don't think that's enough to make a full complete deck out. Now go ahead and tribute the Doom, popping that monster. We cannot let that guy stay. Secret Order back our Dark Magician, big 3200 guy, summon Linac set. We're not tribute summoning Dark Magician Girl because I'm figuring we might need to use our skill again later to then either get Dark Magician back or get her out of there. Now, we are at risk of Dark Magician being stranded on field, which, if you don't really get what I mean there, is if the opponent does something like just keeps setting all their guys in defense, we don't really have much to like contest that. Dark Magician gets stuck on field, and we have to, find Secret Order to actually get him to be able to swing over things. So they just force us to like be stranded. We can't really do anything. Like right here, their monster is 2600 attack. We can't really do anything against that without exactly Secret Order, Tribute, Knives, or a Wed-Fri and Linac. But we have Linac on board, obviously, as you can see. So they go ahead and they summon the Crescent Moon Swordsmaster, and like I said, we use our skill, go ahead and summon 2 Essels. We're actually tribute summoning the Dark Magician to clear out some board space. Dark Magic attack the back row, and we just pass there because, like I said, we cannot contest 2600 with this current board. They go ahead and they summon the Piercing Samurai, and they tribute summon Hime Luna, the Dark Chip. Now this is the other monster that fulfills the skill requirement. I think she's actually, I really like her art. It's very old anime inspired, this art. They go ahead and use the skill, pump her up, set fusion. I believe they use her effect, put us in defense, fusion, to then fuse into Kimi Tarasu, the Divine Luna, who can then pop both our monsters. And they're just going all in. I noticed they milled negate attack, very bad for them. We, however, have ours on field. Their monsters cannot contest it in any way. Go ahead and set 1, set 2, set 3. You'll see we have that Magic Curtain. Go ahead and Wed-Fri, Linac crash, Dark Magician Girl crash, Wed-Fri in for 12. We're just kind of running everything out. Now this is where I realized that, maybe this Magic Curtain is really bad here, where I couldn't really contest this, and I didn't want to go down any further in life, because we were in danger of them summoning another Kimi Tarasu and just winning on the spot. There's the Kimi Luna, so we were definitely close to just being dead if we stuck it out there. Celestial Guidance, pump them both up, set fusion. I'm going to go ahead and flip that fusion once again. fuse away the monsters, summon the Kimitarasu, and we notice that they still do not have anything to contest back row. So we're thinking, well, do we slime? I mean, we live for this hit shot, right? And we do. So we do not slime. We still have the magic curtain, which is now dead because our life points are too low. We rip Secret Order right off the top, and this is good game. So let's just go ahead and assemble the lethal. Dark Magician, Harvey. They've seen enough and surrender there. Longer one, very solid game, nice back and forth, and it kind of changed my opinion on the warrior deck a tiny bit. I don't personally think I'm going to be playing that anytime soon, but if you want me to, hey, comment down below. Anyway, let's go to game 3. Alright, we're back with game 3, and you know what that means. A 1v1 versus Cyber Dragon. I would like to say it's first the meta, but it's Cyber Dragon. It's always Cyber Dragon. All these videos, it's always 1v1 versus Cyber Dragon. And here we go. They go ahead. Normal. Summon the Light Machine. Tribute set a Cyber Dragon. What else could it possibly be? And they pass turn. And notice we have the Magic Curtain in hand once again. Still very unhappy with it. We're going second, so we go ahead and Essel, summon out Linek. Harvey, go ahead and take a peek. Pop that Cyber Dragon. Tribute the Essel, don't want to leave 1000 on board. Set our hand, and we go in for damage. Linek in, because you have to worry that 1300 might not be enough to swing over some monsters. Go ahead and swing in with our 16 and our 13 again. Now, our back row is only spell cards, so we are dangerously weak to anything, really. Go ahead, they MST our blank. Of course, they rip a Cyber Dragon off the top. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, Proto. Tribute the Proto for Cyber Assault. This is where I was a little confused by their play. Now, I would have just gone to Cyber Twin, honestly. I personally think Cyber Twin was much better in that position, but I guess they used the skill without actually having access to either Proto or Fusion, so they ended up just using the skill to summon the Cyber Assault. Now you'll notice we have an insane draw. Go ahead, send Dark Magician, Secret Order Dark Magician back. Go ahead and pop the back row. It's kind of a misplay to do that with one card, but we have to definitely fear early that it's probably a real back row. Go ahead and shuffle everything back. We want to be able to get over both monsters, so we have Dark Magician go over the Cyber Assault, DMG over the Cyber Dragon, Torero over the set. We go ahead and pass, and yet again, we are still very weak to the opponent coming back at us with anything like Cyber Twin. Of course, once again, they rip a Cyber Dragon off the top. MST our back row, which of course was fake. Summon the Cyber Search. So now you have to worry about seeing a Cyber Twin Dragon. There goes the Cyber Dragon. Realize they did not have anything to summon. So they set the card after searching Fusion for pretty much no reason. They go ahead, wipe our monsters. I think they were planning to attack over Dark Magician Girl, but then realized they missed sequence by attacking Dark Magician first, so she went up to 2500. Hey, I'm not going to complain. Go ahead and summon Harvey. Take a peek at what the back row is. It's slime, so we know no matter what we can't get lethal this turn. Go ahead and set a card. Summon, tribute summon the Dark Magician Girl, so we have two 2500s. Swing in for 4, swing in for 1, and of course they keep themselves alive with the known slime. I just punched them in the face out of frustration, saying, yeah, of course, you just draw everything you need. Gotta be a little toxic there, sorry. They go ahead and rip the Cyber entry off the top. It's pretty much just opening another Cyber Dragon. They go ahead and use the skill. This can only pump them attack-wise because they've already used both search effects. They go ahead and Assault Cannon, put down the DMG, and I realize once again they have nothing. I'm shocked this was a King of Games match. Personally, I don't want to get too into it on the opponent's playing, but they put themselves dead on board. I didn't really see this at first. I was playing as if they had a real board, completely ignorant to, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. They killed themselves. 1,000 Knives, pop the Cyber Dragon because I was frustrated that I kept seeing Cyber Dragon, and we just attack over the Aim Eagle who's put into attack position for no reason. We're game. Certainly a game. So, we're back with the deck. Now, I know I didn't exactly show off the most barn burner of games, but if you want any other examples of how this deck plays, I do have a lot of videos on my channel of me actually playing this unranked. It's a really, really strong deck. Now, let's go pros and cons. Pros. This card is so crazy. Secret Order is so good. The deck is insanely consistent to setting up the Secret Order into Dark Magician into any of our other power spells. It's so good. We can just get over any boss monster with the combo. As well, we have such a deep toolbox of all these other cards. It's actually really, really common to just find like outs to things or different tools to use here and there. They go, oh, finally I've added this Dark Magician, or oh, I've added the Dark Magician girls because there's a bunch of 2,500 Dark Magician girls on the field, and then they run into a 2,600 Linak coming at them, or Torero flip their monster, Harvey pop it. Now, the cons, if we don't see Dark Magician girl or Dark Magician, we lose. If we open just our spell cards, we lose. Dark Magician goes back to 2,500, and in the current meta, a lot of boss monsters are way over 2,500. Now, obviously, that's not saying that the opponent's always gonna see the 2,800, the 2,900, the 3K boss monsters, but that is definitely a threat to us. All said and done, this is such a fun deck. This is my favorite deck to play in Rush currently, and I'm glad that I was able to show it to all of you here. Now, as we wrap up the video, I just want to say, like always, if there is a deck you would like to see featured on this series, leave a comment in the comments. I read all the comments. I actually already have next week's video planned, thanks to a wonderful comment left on the previous video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It was on Miss Mutton. Another very fun deck. Big beatdown. Love beatdown. Beatdown's my favorite. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.